This session is called Finding and Acquiring Your Competitors' Links. And in this session, you're going to be learning about how you can find who's linking to your competition so you can start obtaining those links for yourself. So when there's a site ranked on Google's front page, they're there for a reason. And as you've learned in all of our other videos, this reason is typically a mix of on and off page SEO. Now, the off-page SEO is the strongest, and of course, that mostly means links. And because we know that Google has ranked this page, we know that all of their links are probably pretty good. We know that they probably have a really good link profile, a lot of good high authority links, and we can assume that their link sources are something that we would want to learn about and possibly been acquiring for ourselves because we know they're good. We know Google's ranking them, and of course, we want to outrank them. So by doing this, you're essentially taking away your competitors' competitive advantage. They're already on the front page. They did a lot of work to get there. So we'll find where their links come from. We'll begin getting their links from the sources that they've gotten their links from. And then you can start ranking for that keyword with a very, very high probability. So we're going to cover how you can use some really great tools out there to find who's linking to your competitors so you can start going after those links and getting them for yourself. So we're very lucky right now in the sense that as an SEO, there's a lot of great tools out there. Now, finding all the links that go to a website and then sorting it and having a huge spreadsheet would be a massive amount of work without these tools. So I'm going to show you a couple of tools that I use that make this process very, very easy. Certainly much easier than doing any of this manually. Unfortunately, the best tool out there is a paid tool, but it's absolutely worth the investment in my opinion. I'm also going to show you one free tool and you can see a little bit more about that. So what I'm going to do here is use our example, tfrog.com, and we're going to look at a keyword, tea travel mug. We're going to assume that we want to rank for this keyword and we're not on the front page for this keyword. So we're going to take a look at the front page and see who is here and if we can't find a little bit more about their links. So the first thing that I'm going to do is open backlinkwatch.com. This is one of the free tools that will essentially dump out all of the backlinks that you have. So right now I have tfrog.com here in the URL box, and I'm just going to click check backlinks. Now this process can take a little while. You can see it's going to start populating here. What it's basically doing is scraping the web and reverse looking up links that go to this page here so we can start taking a look at the various links. I'm going to let this run in this tab and we'll move on to one of the other tools while this populates and we'll come back and take a look at it. So the next tool that I want to point out is SEO Moz's Open Site Explorer. This is absolutely wonderful for doing link building. So what I'm going to do here is I have tfrog.com typed in and I'm going to click search. So immediately we have a great list of links and some other metrics here such as page authority, domain authority, how many root domains are linking to the page, total links, and some other metrics that are hidden because this is the free version. I'm not showing you the paid version of the tool because I don't want to assume that you're going to pay for it. The free version is still very useful. So let's scroll down and take a look at inbound links. So we can see here we have a list of a few of the links that we're getting, tguide.com, steepster.com, and of course our Twitter account there. And it's sorted by page authority. Now that's really helpful because we're knowing where our high authority links are coming from. Because again, it's not about quantity, it's about quality of links, which is something that you've learned in our other video. So the first thing that we'll want to do to tighten up this result here is to sort. And what you're going to want to do is show all links, we don't care if they're followed or no followed, from only external. We only want to see external links. And then we'll say to pages on this root domain, which means any links that are coming from an external site to any page on this site. And we'll click filter. Okay, so now we've got some great high authority links. Blogcatalog.com, slashfood.com has a couple links there, so that's wonderful. A few other links down here. A lot of links from /food. That's wonderful. Okay, so that's how you can find links to your own site. Now I want to show you a really cool feature that you can use that'll help you compare your link profile to someone else's. So we'll pop back over to this Tea Travel Mug result and we'll look at, let's see here. Let's look at Teavana. They typically show up in a lot of searches and they must have a lot of authority. So we'll come back over here to Open Site Explorer, click Compare, and I'll paste in the URL. And what you get here is a really quick snapshot of the page authority, their rank, their links, total links, root domains, the whole thing. And as you can see, Teavana.com does have a significant amount of authority. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It just shows us that we have some work to do. And now it's time to start looking at where they're getting their links so we can start acquiring them and we can boost our authority up as high as theirs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in their URL up here and I'm going to make it the main result. Come over here to inbound links. And now we're looking at where Teavana is getting their links. We need to do the same thing with the filter. We'll do show all links from only external, and we'll just do to this page. We'll see just what they're getting to their home page for now. Okay, so their Twitter account, which we can't do anything about. Okay, here's something interesting. They're listed in DMOZ. We have a video that's on directory submissions, and I talk a little bit about DMOZ. So that would be something that I'd want to add to my list of things to do, is to try to get my site listed in the DMOZ directory. Let's change the sort and change it to only followed and 301, and we'll get rid of Twitter and see some other results. Let's see here. So we've got cbsnews.com. Obviously, that's a massive authority link. winebybenito.blogspot. This is where we could start copying these URLs down and pitching these people and contacting them and seeing if they'd be interested in linking to TFrog. We've got the fashion show directory. That's interesting. So we've got Big Nerd Ranch, which is pretty funny. But the idea here is that you can start to see where the links are coming from. And by using this tool and by sorting, you can find all of their external links. And when you find bloggers and when you find social media accounts that are linking to them a lot, these are people that you're going to want to talk to, people you're going to want to contact and add to some sort of link building campaign, because just simply getting in touch with them and connecting with them on social media and so forth, it's going to be a great opportunity. They're clearly interested in tea if they're linking to Teavana. So if over at TFrog, we can have a great resource and get in touch with them, say, hey, check out our great content. Maybe your audience would appreciate it. We notice you linked to Teavana. We have some content as well that your audience might really appreciate. So let's pop back over to Backlink Watch and see what we've got. So as you can see here, this is just dumping out a huge list of links. And because this is a free tool, it's not going to stop. It's essentially just going to keep going. So this is a tool that I want you to be aware of simply because it's free and it might be helpful for you. You can export all this and then sort by page rank, which is something that you can do to help cut out a lot of the lower authority pages. It's not the best way to do it. The SEO Moz tool is definitely a little bit better for that, but it's definitely worth showing. Of course, it's got pop-ups. Not the best site in the world, but again, something that I wanted you to see. Okay, so looking back at Open Site Explorer, let's look at another example. We know we want tfrog.com to start ranking for Tea Travel Mug, so let's pull another one. We've got Good Housekeeping, Amazon. Let's take a look at English Tea Store. Copy their URL, come over here. So I'll take the URL and paste it here in the Open Site Explorer search box and click search. Okay, now we can see, just as we saw with Teavana, the domain authority and page authority of English Tea Store, which, as we're looking at the Google rankings for Tea Travel Mug, this is another competitor that we're going to want to look at their links and potentially go and acquire as many as we can. So let's go ahead and sort these in the same way that we did the sorting for Teavana. We'll show all followed and 301 from only external to the entire site, which is pages on this root domain, and click filter. Okay, so here are all the links from external sites that are followed links. that are going to EnglishTStore.com, and these are ones that you're going to want to add to your campaigns and try to acquire. And just as we saw with Teavana, this is a great way to get the links of one of your competitors and add these to a link acquisition spreadsheet that you can then go and start to acquire your competitors' links and boost your authority. Okay, so in conclusion, finding your competitors' links is incredibly valuable. It's a really, really easy way to start boosting your authority. There's a lot of great other ways to do link building, of course, which you've learned in our other videos, but by knowing that this person already ranks well, Google's already looking at them and saying, you rank well for this keyword, we think you're an authority, you have that advantage and you can say, okay, I know that these guys must have great links. So by using things like Backlink Watch and SEO Maz's tool, there's a few others out there. One is Majestic SEO, and another one is called Link Builder, which is created by WordTracker. These are all great tools that are all unfortunately paid tools, but they will make your job very, very easy to go out, find competitors' links, throw them into a spreadsheet, start following these guys on social media, connecting with them on Twitter, start joining the conversation, get on their radar, create some content, and then ask for links. And over time, you're going to start to take away the competitive advantage of the people who are ranking on the front page and hopefully start outranking them.